Now, this Daniel chapter 3. I'm breaking this down. We're just going back over something that I have gone through with. Uh, you'll find Mr. Babylon had a golden cup in her hand in Revelation chapter 17, 1-13. And it's coded in different wording and sayings in other parts of the Bible, such as Revelation chapter 13. It's said an image. The golden cup is an image of the beast. The image of the beast is the law called the marks. The golden cup that's in the hand of Mr. Babylon is also the law of the marks. Well, even though God used them in different symbols, they all remain is a replica. One is a replica of each other. Well, here's another symbol that God showed us. We have established that Nebuchadnezzar was this image because he's talking about his descendants after him, which would become the United States and the United Nations. This would be the family tree, spoken of by Jeremiah the prophet in chapter 1, where he said he would call all the families of the north, and they would march through the breadth of the earth, and they would set their kingdom all around Judea. This would be the head of gold, silver, or brass, silver, the brass, iron, feet, which would become the weapons of superpower, which would become their law, and democracy. Law did become the force of their law of democracy, demanding that every man, every nation serve that law called democracy, which is an insult to God, which is opposite to the law God gave to Moses. Now, Nebuchadnezzar, verse chapter 3. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold. You remember the golden cup Mr. Babylon had, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6. This is the golden cup, cubits. He set it up in the plains of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent together the princes, the governors, and the princes, the governors, and the captains, and the judges, the treasurers of the councils, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the province to come to the dedication of the king of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Now, let me stop right there for a minute. You see, he was selected. He didn't get the peoples. He got the head rulers. In other words, it letting you know this is how the war was going to start with Afghanistan and Iraq. They were going to target the leadership of these countries. This is what it's telling you about right now. This is Afghanistan and Iraq, where they at now when they hit Afghanistan and that, because he tell you what a province was. Right there in Iraq and right there during Afghanistan, because he tell you the geographic location where this was when he set this here in the plains of Dura in the province of Babylon. Iraq is in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar, he set up a decree. He transcended this into today's prophecy. And the 3 tribes that God had with the people that he was using as a prophecy that he would put in the 5 planets would be 3 nations up in that region, which would cover Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan. This would be the province. So do it. The princes and the government. Now, let me go to this. Then verse 4. Daniel 3, verse 4. Then a herald cried out aloud, to you it is commanded, O ye peoples, nations, and language, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, cymbals, faucet, dulcimer, and all kind of music, ye shall fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. And those falling not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the furnace of furnace. You know, when we was in the military, when we was going, they called it rally, I guess it was, when we used to go, and that music started playing on the post. We had to turn and salute that music and remain standing and salute and honor that music with our hand up like this. The symmetry this here honoring the music of that, which is taken from the Bible prophecy, which God is showing you honoring the law of the marks. Therefore, at that time, when all the peoples heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, cymbals, salsa, and all kind of music, all the peoples, the nations, and the language fell down and worshiped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar king had set up. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldees came near. The Chaldees was the overseer, the watcher, to make sure that they keep those commandments, as it said right here, from this nation, from Mr. Babylon, which was the United States, transcending into the United States. Because the music means it comes from a saying, you must dance by my music, or else you don't have no choice. In other words, you must honor my law. It transcends to you must honor my law of democracy and abandon the law of Moses. You don't have a choice. That is the music from the United States of America and the United Nations. They want them to abandon that. You must worship this hymn by obeying the law of democracy, placing it before your God's law. That's about the music. I mean, he placed it. But you see, the Chaldees was a spy group that came near, spoken of in Daniel 3, verse 8, and accused the Jews that spake, accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the cymbals, the salsa, and the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image, which is the law called democracy, which is the golden image, because it came from the rich nation, which was the golden image, had the gold head of fine gold and the shoulders of silver. These was the rich nation. They had to worship the rich man. And it's also the golden cup that Mystery Babylon had in her hand. And who falleth not down and worship that he should be cast into the midst of the burning flame. Let's cast into the burning flame. They must be killed with nuclear weapons. Telling us what was going to happen to Iraq and Afghanistan and Iran. That the United States was going to use nuclear weapon on him. They would go as far as using nuclear weapons on them and say it was a provocation if they don't take on this law of democracy. Because that they're disposed. We believe in this system because we tied our head from the history of them. This is where he's going with this. He's talking about the United States here because it's a prophecy in time that he told Nebuchadnezzar that he was going to rule the whole entire world. We see the United States of America is on the track to ruling this whole world. We can't deny this. And there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the